Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It is first thing in the morning, and today is going to be a rain day, but it's going to be an exciting day. I'm headed down to the cabin in West Virginia. I had a contractor down there connecting the shower house to the cabin, and I want to get down there and get my eyes on it. I think it's going to look really nice. It's not a great day to go down because it's going to be raining, but it's one of those days I can't get much done around here, so we might as well hit the road. Now, connecting the shower house to the cabin is definitely within my skill set, but I just thought it was a little bit better to hire a contractor for this project since, it's about 2.5 hours from home. You're cutting holes through walls, things like that. I just think it was a good move. I got 265 miles to empty. So on my way back, I will stop at Bass Pro and make sure I fill up at the gas station right there. That saves me about 50 cents a gallon by getting my diesel fuel in West Virginia compared to Pennsylvania. So that's a good way to stick it to my home state of Taxylvania. I'm not sure how much rain we're supposed to get today, but we actually, we kind of need it. We do. It's pretty dry out. This will definitely get things growing. All right, I entered West Virginia about 10 minutes ago. Right now I am at the 79 and 68 split. I take 68 east right here by Morgantown. It's actually a pretty nice ride down here. Once you get below Pittsburgh, there's really not much traffic. It's usually pretty smooth sailing. All right, pulling into the cabin. I just saw a couple turkeys and a couple deer when I was opening the gate. We'll get a look at things here. Kind of excited. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's really nice. That looks awesome. Why don't I show you what they did here? So this was two separate structures. You got the cabin and the shower house, and it ended right there. Okay, so we wanted to connect the two, and I tell you, they did a fantastic job. They just extended that roof line right over from the shower house, and it hits right below the windows and the dormer up there. It worked out perfectly. We've got like a little outdoor storage area right here, which is really nice. Super nice. We'll end up putting a light in here. Oh yeah. Then on the other side of this is the hallway connecting the cabin to the shower house. Now I know a lot of people have said we should put another door over here. I didn't want one for a couple reasons. We already have a front door and a back door on the cabin, well, plus a door upstairs going onto the balcony, and we just need that wall space because, like, this shower house isn't very big, neither is the cabin, and in there we need to fit a toilet, a shower, a little countertop, a little sink. You just don't have room, and I didn't want to lose it by putting another door here, which I didn't think that we really needed. He's picking up a little bit more siding. This wall right here, it's probably 10 feet tall or something like that. So he's going to get a little bit more siding for that. Put the trim in here. We'll go around back, see what it looks like on that side. All right, here we are on the back side now. Looks fantastic. I tell you what, this is a little humbling for me. It really is. You know why? I like to think of myself as pretty handy. And like I mentioned, I felt this was well within my skill set. However, they did a much better job than I could have. They really did. When we met down here, I had an idea what this would look like. And then they had some other ideas to make it a little bit nicer. And it has exceeded my expectations. Let's go inside and see what it looks like coming from the cabin down the hallway into the shower house. I didn't bring any lights with me, or should I say power. Oh yeah. Look at that. Nice big hallway. I think finished width is going to be almost 4 feet wide. Right over into the shower house. As you can see, adding another door between toilet, shower, couple little cabinets right here, and the windows pretty well filled up. Oh yeah. It's like a whole different structure. And this is the door that he took out of the shower house. This will be for a new chicken coop at home. That's perfect. But yeah, just having this nice wide hallway here, it just makes everything so much bigger. I like it a lot. So yeah, next week we will resume work here on the inside of the cabin. You can hear the rain hitting here hard because there's no insulation up here yet. That's metal roof right up there. But yeah, I love how this all looks. Instead of filling this in right here, leave that open up there. Little storage up there or whatever. Go upstairs here. Most uncomfortable cot in the history of the world, right there. These windows here, you can see the new roof right here below us. Worked out just perfectly. But yeah, this is all going to be tongue and groove up here. And this is one of my favorite things about this place. It's a nice little balcony here. All right, got the door loaded up. The rain has caught up with me. It's starting to rain pretty steady now. I was going to go for a hike there back in the woods, but I think that'll have to be another day. Now the sun is trying to come out right now, but I need to run over and see one of the neighbors down the road. And then I got a couple stops to make. And then we're going to go to Bass Pro on the way home. And I have saved up a lot of Cabela's points, so this could be trouble. I need to back up. You'll understand why in a minute. He uses the whole road. All right, now we crossed over into Maryland, and we're headed into the town of Oakland, Maryland. Nice little town. It is just south of Deep Creek, Maryland. And Deep Creek, Maryland is where Deep Creek Lake is, and it's kind of a, I guess you'd call it like a high-end area. A lot of really nice homes around the lake and stuff. A lot of people have summer homes there, that kind of stuff. I'm right outside of Morgantown. I just stopped at Bass Pro. Didn't buy nothing. Just kind of walked around a little bit, checked things out. It's a nice stop on the way home. It's a little over halfway home. Or no, it's probably about the halfway point. But anyway, still raining on and off. I'm going to run it into the house, and I'll report back tomorrow morning. Look at this beautiful stuff right here. I don't know. You don't really call it sawdust. It's from that 404 chain. Levi has been using this for the trees he's growing. We use it in the chicken run. But it is really, I mean, we've gone through a lot. The pile just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I call sawdust and wood chips, you know what I call them? I call them comment generators. There's nothing wrong with it, but for some reason, all the stuff we do here, whether it be with the firewood processor or the sawmill, people will comment more about sawdust and wood chips than anything else. I don't know why that is. I really don't, but everyone's always talking about sawdust and wood chips. As far as selling this goes, we use quite a bit. Levi uses quite a bit. Nephew Christian will start using it. And, you know, I'll give it away to people. I'm not really trying to, because once you start selling it, people are going to expect it all the time. And I'm only going to be running the processor another week or so, and it'll get cleaned up and put away till fall. But it is really nice stuff. Like I said, with the 404 chain, it's kind of nice and coarse. And it rained a little bit the other day, but it doesn't break down like sawdust. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like the stuff coming from the sawmill is nothing like this. This is really good stuff for bedding for the chickens and in their run. Levi uses them for all his trees that he's planting. It's really nice stuff. I've been using the mini skid, the Vermeer, with the Virnig rotating log grapple. Fantastic little setup here for sorting through these logs. My log pile has gotten much smaller, and the majority of this stuff now I need the 16-way wedge for, and that's coming in another week or two. But what I need to do is get all these piled up back towards that big oak tree back there, and I'll make room for a couple more loads of maple and cherry. And then this will just kind of sit here till this fall. We're only going to split for another week or so, and we'll fire it back up in the fall. But everything's filled up. Baskets, woodshed, lower Woodyard, and I've been making deliveries. So we are way ahead of the game compared to last year. Matter of fact, I got another load going out this afternoon. And but we will be finishing up the wood cutting here shortly for the time being and get back to it this fall. Oh, I don't know if you can see back there, I probably got about 15 or 20 logs, mostly hickory and a little bit of red oak. I sorted that stuff out of there. There's some more red oak in here and a little bit more hickory, but we will split all that on the split force log splitter for everyone, you know, for cooking wood and stuff like that. I wanted to see if I could load the log deck with the rotating log grapple. I can. It is easier with the excavator, but you can definitely do it with that. And what else works really well is just the Virnig grapple for loading the log deck. But I'm telling you, that mini skid in the Woodyard is a game changer. It really is, especially with that rotating log grapple. I pulled all these logs out of this pile here, and you know, I'm kind of getting down to the stuff that's a little bit wonky. Maybe cut the crooks out of it, and with that grapple I can just line them up right here beside the processor, and then I'll bring the excavator down here, sit right here, and just keep loading it. But right now I'm going to load up the log deck. We'll run through this stuff real quick, and then it's going to take a little while to stack up all these logs. I got kind of a big mess here, and I need to make some room and get organized. Here's a big old hickory right here. Another one right behind it. Yeah, when I go through this, I'll probably sort a little bit more. In other words, Down low, there's probably a few smaller cherries and maples, things like that. I'll pull those out. But what I want is a big pile of the bigger wood and stuff I'm not going to cut and split until this fall. We'll get it back there. We're already getting a big jump on next year. It is an absolutely beautiful day today. I think today, tomorrow, maybe even the next day are all supposed to be pretty nice. Then a little bit of rain. I'm wanting to, I was going to wait till Mother's Day to plant that food plot out there in the woods, but I don't know. Maybe able to do it a little bit sooner. We'll see. I just grabbed one maple here. We'll put it on there. A lot of these have some knots in them. They're pretty crooked. Not as nice as what I have been feeding the Evo. So it'll take a little bit of time, a little monkeying around with these ones, but still way faster than how I used to do it. What's nice with the mini skid is the longer logs, like the 20 footers, for example, you can easily get them situated the way you want, because you want the butt end towards the saw end. On that, you know, the heavy end goes to my left, and I can grab one end of them and just kind of get everything the way that I want. My phone's ringing. I don't even like looking at it because it's always a scammer. Hey, I was checking out gold prices again today. Up once again. I talked about that the other day. Something's going on, man. I mean, it's happening. I watched Andrew from Easton Made load these log decks. I'm probably a little more careful than I need to be, but he'll take a grapple, one of their grapples on a big skid loader, just kind of drop like 6 or 7 logs on at a time. I don't think you could hurt it unless you did something real dumb, but I figure just kind of take it easy, you know? Now this one here coming up is going to be a long 20 footer. This is a nice straight one. I always like to finish the deck with a nice run. You don't have any problems. These are the ones that I'm talking about. You want them the butt end towards the saw. Perfect. right, that was a couple more cords of wood. Levi, when he fills these baskets, he'll bring the mini skid in here, move these back a little bit. I mentioned before, we like stacking in the baskets. It would definitely be quicker just to put them underneath the conveyor, but you barely get half as much in the basket if you don't stack it. You know what I mean? You stack it, take the extra time, put it away, you know how much wood you got, and that's just how we prefer to do it. We'll see how many more baskets we have that are empty. I don't think there's too many more. I got a few more coming in, but I'll probably only run this one more time where it's sitting, and then we'll take it out to the clearing, do all that wood out there, and then clean it all up. Might even service it and put it under the pavilion till fall. Let's take a look at this pile of chips over here. Yep. Just made a bunch more. Chickens will be happy. Eventually, when I find a permanent home for this, you know, it may be right over here. Would kind of be a good spot. Load into the bunker that way. Once we get to that point, I'll set something up here to collect this better, but it's not hurting anything the way we're doing it. I have some of these older red pine logs, and I've been thinking about these. I don't know. That would make some really, really nice campfire wood, you know? Crackles. It's well on its way to being dry. We're going to try a couple of these pine logs on this thing in the near future. You could sell, you know, dump trailer loads for probably $200, and I could fill it in 20 minutes with this Evo. That's something to think about. Everybody else burns pine. Everybody towards the west. But anyway, right now, I need to tackle this giant wood pile right here. And then this is the other thing here. Look at all these cutoffs from ends and Ys and crooks and giant knots and things like that. This is everything I cut out of there. That one big cherry on top, it's real punky on the other end. But we need to go through all of this, like with the Wolfe Ridge splitter, and get this split up as well. But I'm going to fire up the excavator. I don't know how long it's going to take. Wow, I thought I was doing a pretty good job. It looks horrible from this side, but from where I was at, it looks nice and tidy. I had a couple bananas back there in the back that were giving me fits, but I think this is pretty good right here. I can easily fit 2, even 3 loads in here. No problem. I am off on another firewood delivery. This one is going to Roy's house. I was there a couple times so far this year. I think he'll take about 5 full cord. But so far this spring, I think this is load number 15. 15 cords, and that's all going to customers that I've sold to before. and this wood will be for next winter. That's a great thing. It is so much better delivering firewood on a sunny day when it's 65 degrees than when people call in a panic in the middle of January when everything is frozen solid. So we're gonna make this delivery. Then I think next week I've got 3 cords to go out. So we'll be around 20 cord before the middle of May. So that's good. Another load delivered. Gonna head back to the house. All right, pulling back down to the wood yard. So I've been down here at the wood yard just kind of tinkering and doing some spring cleaning. Made a whole bunch of room here under the pavilion. The wood shed for the cabin, I'm going to stain that in the next day or two. It's dry. It's ready to go. We'll stain it, put the metal roof on it, and then haul it down to the cabin. I stacked up some baskets of bundlewood here. Should have done this a while ago. This is the good stuff right here. All red oak, bark free. We have 8 baskets full just like this. 100% red oak. This has been drying for 7 months now. And once we get the kiln up and running, we'll probably load it up with this. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Kiln dried, bark free, premium, ultra premium red oak. A couple more baskets of it right here. Red pine. This is dry, ready to go. I just haven't had a use for this just yet. I could sell it, but I'm just going to hold on to it. Really, really nice stuff. Stacked and stickered properly. Good to go. But I got this whole area here cleaned out, a bunch more room. I'm going to clean up my sawdust here in the morning. And what I'm thinking right in here, we're going to start getting into those red oak logs over there. And we'll stack up some red oak right here. Like as high as this red pine. Get maybe 1,500, 2,000 feet of it. That stuff will have to dry for at least 6 months before it goes in the kiln. Like cherry, walnut, maple, it's my understanding and talking to the guys at iDry, you could literally cut the tree down in the morning, saw it up in the afternoon, and put it in the kiln the next day. The oaks are a whole different story. You want them to air dry for a good 6 to 8 months on the 4/4 stuff, 1 inch thick, before you put it in the kiln. So we'll start getting ahead on that as well. I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.